Last year, when the market took a sudden dive, a client of mine, let's call her Sarah, called me in an absolute panic. She was scared and ready to sell everything in her portfolio and hide her cash under the mattress. We stopped, took a breath, and went through a 5-step strategic checklist that completely changed your perspective and will help you get through any major market sell-offs. Hi everyone, I'm Chalekian, and for over 25 years, I've been helping individuals like you build, preserve, and enjoy their wealth. Today, I'm gonna walk you through the exact checklist I use with Sarah that helped her protect her wealth and position her to achieve her long-term goals. So let's dive right into the 5 smart money moves you need to make right now. First things first, shore up your emergency fund. When the economy gets uncertain, it's a good idea to make sure you have a comfortable cushion. When Sarah called me, she explained that she was concerned about possible layoffs at her company due to the economy slowing down. The first thing we did was look at her bank account and high-yield savings accounts. Because we had planned for an event like a layoff or a major emergency, she had already set aside enough cash to cover 3 to 6 months of her essential expenses. So Sarah realized that her life wasn't really going to change. She had a comfortable cushion and didn't need to sell her investments to survive an uncertain economy. To build that same confidence, our general rule is to start by setting aside $1,000 in a high-yield savings account and then aim to save enough cash to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. If you're the sole income earner for your household, you may want to put away a bit more. Move number 2, make your investing automatic. It can be easy for investors' emotions to take over when markets get choppy. Dollar cost averaging is one way to take those emotions entirely out of the investing decisions. When the market dropped, Sarah was terrified and asked if she could cancel her automatic $250 monthly investments. I reminded Sarah why we need to stick to our dollar cost averaging strategy, which takes the emotion out of investing by putting in equal amounts of money at regular intervals regardless of market direction. I showed Sarah that by keeping her monthly investment going in a down market, her $250 was actually going further, letting her buy more shares with the same amount of money. If Sarah keeps investing regularly through a down market, she's likely to purchase more shares more cheaply than she would in a bull market. That brings us to number 3, check your portfolio and rebalance if necessary. Now, the S&P 500 started off this year 85% higher than it was 5 years earlier. After a prolonged winning streak like that, your portfolio might include a higher percentage of stocks than you initially intended, which raises the level of risk you're exposed to. So during my meeting with Sarah, we looked under the hood of her portfolio. Because we had assigned a drift parameter to her portfolio, which automatically rebalanced her allocation when percentages moved drastically, her portfolio was in the risk level she was comfortable with. By the way, all of this can be done on autopilot to help avoid human errors or forgetting to manually place trades in your account. If you don't have your portfolio on autopilot, you need to remember to rebalance it. This means bringing your portfolio back into line with your targeted asset allocation by reducing positions that have grown larger than intended and adding to positions that have grown smaller. Doing this may help you control how much risk you're taking and stay diversified. Move number 4 is where we get highly strategic and something most investors unfortunately miss. Explore tax loss harvesting. This is the step where Sarah and I use the losses in her portfolio to our absolute advantage. During our meeting, we identified a couple of investments that were currently worth less than what she had bought them and intentionally sold them at a loss. By realizing that loss, we were able to offset her other realized investment gains. And because her losses were greater than her realized gains for the year, she was able to offset up to $3,000 in ordinary income. This is also helpful for when markets rebound and you want to take some money off the table. Having some realized losses will help offset those gains. If you utilize this strategy in your own portfolio, be sure to consult a tax professional and comply with IRS rules for wash sales. And finally, move number 5, consider a Roth conversion. If you've been considering this strategy, a market decline can present a huge money-saving opportunity. So for our grand finale, we looked at Sarah's traditional IRA. Because the overall market was down, the value of her traditional IRA was a bit lower. And since she is young, we discussed if converting her traditional IRA to a Roth made sense for her. By converting it to a Roth account right then, Sarah would only pay taxes on the newly lowered value, essentially getting a massive discount on the taxes owed for the conversion. Once those funds are in a Roth IRA, they have the potential for tax-free growth, and the converted balance can be withdrawn tax-free. Another massive benefit is that Roth IRAs do not have required minimum distributions during her retirement. By the end of our meeting, Sarah wasn't panicking anymore. She was actually excited about the opportunities the down market created. The bottom line is that market volatility can be unsettling, but it shouldn't be a reason to panic. If you have a solid plan based on your situation, it's best to practice to stick with that approach even through the uncertain times. If you got value out of today's video, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out this other video where I share the 4 keys to investment success. Remember, financial independence isn't an accident, it's engineered. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.